Hello everyone, I'm Harry, and today we're going to have a look at this really cool Hughes and Kettner Deluxe 40.
Yeah, and I'm Rich from Hughes and Kettner, who you may or may not have seen from videos on our channel, and I've got the pleasure of guiding Harry through this amp, so let's just head straight into it and make some sounds.
Yes, so I am a complete simpleton when it comes to amps. Usually I have a single channel amp, and Richard's going to talk me through this amp and show me exactly what it can do. So, PRS straight in. So, what channel is that? A clean channel with a little bit of reverb?
Yeah, we're currently on the clean channel. The amp has 4 channels. When you just look at it like that, it gets a lot more complicated with all the MIDI, but there's a clean, crunch, lead and ultra channel.
Sweet.
What we're on at the moment is exactly what you said. I put all the EQs to noon, so everything is on kind of neutral, gain as well, and you've got a little bit of reverb, which you can just bring in and out with that button there.
So let's have a quick listen to that then. It's really cool.
That's quite a nice sound. I'll just take the reverb out so you can hear it kind of completely dry. See what you think of that.
Sounds really nice.
Right? It's just a built-in kind of simple digital spring reverb.
Yeah.
If I turn it all the way up, it does get quite kind of washy and washed out.
Really nice.
It's a pretty spaced out sound, right? Definitely a very usable reverb.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'll stick it back just down to there where we were.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, so that's the clean channel. It looks like a very simple amp on the face of it, but actually all the controls here are dual function. If you can see here, you've got the standard treble, mid and bass controls on the EQ. There's a volume for the individual channel and a gain control there. But if I press this effects access button here, you can then delve into the built-in modulation effects that the amp has and the delay. So it's got like a digital delay on there, which you can now access via the same knobs. And there's 4 different modulations. There's a chorus, a flanger, a phaser, and a tremolo.
Right, that's really cool.
And you can bring them into different intensities using that.
Okay, so let's check out all the built-in effects then.
All right, cool. So now that's flashing, we know that we can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'll turn all the delays to 12 to level the feedback and the time, so you can just now have a play.
It's quite simple as well, that it's all written here.
Yeah, it's all written there for you. Yeah.
Super easy. Really nice.
Yeah, that was just everything on 12 o'clock as well, so you can do kind of what you would be able to do with your, your bog standard delay pedal with the 3 controls on it.
So what's the longest delay time that's available?
Oh, off the top of my head I can't tell you, but let's have a look.
Yeah,
it might be
listen.
like 1.5 seconds or maybe even a couple of seconds. Let's try it.
Wow.
I'll whack it all the way up.
It's about 2 seconds?
Almost a couple of seconds, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Let's dial that back, see if we can get like country slapback type thing. Yes.
I'll turn the reverb off, so you've just got the delay.
Sounds really cool.
That's a cool sound, right? And the cool thing about this amp is, like, the position of every single knob, apart from the master volume here, is savable.
Yes.
Like we were discussing, you can't see it in the shot here, but we've got the foot switch that you can buy separately from the amp, or you can use any MIDI controller, and you can save up to 128 different patches in like 32 banks of 4. And everything from your EQ settings to your gain amount to your presence and resonance controls are savable. And yeah, within every preset you can have reverb, delay, and one of the modulation effects. So you've really got kind of a huge range of stuff that you can do. And if, say, you were playing a gig where you needed all these sounds, let's say you were playing like a covers set or something. You had maybe 20 songs you were going to do, and each song you could make like a bank of 4 different sounds for it. So if you needed a slapback for a verse and then needed it off for the chorus, you can do that.
So good. Problem. And it's incredible because the head's so small. And everything's packed into this. Is a really cool, really cool amp.
Still in the lunchbox size, and it is 40 watts as well, so it's proper loud when you crank it. And like what we haven't said yet is the fact that it's also all tube, so it's got a tube preamp and a tube power amp, so you're taking advantage of all those tube sounds with some modelling effects that you would assume you'd normally only get from a digital modelling amp.
It's the way forward now. You see it's such a good idea to have that, because so many people love that traditional tube analog thing, but then you've got all the digital stuff that you can stack and control it as well. It's really, really cool.
And I mean, I know some guys as well who don't want all those effects or whatever, but let's say you show up at a gig and you forgot your delay pedal, or your batteries run out of juice or whatever, and you just need something to fill in, that can do the job for you. Or if you just want a reverb, you can use that. You don't have to use all the stuff that's in it, but
Okay, so shall we have a look at some of the modulations really quick, and then we can check out the crunch.
So the first one here is the chorus one. I'll just start it on nothing and then just wind it up a bit as you play.
Really nice.
So it goes from sort of a subtle kind of almost a doubling of the signal to like a full-on sort of almost detuning effect.
But
it sounds pretty.
It's not too much. Like chorus, it can, especially with the detuning thing, you can get like those seasicky choruses, and they just It's like every setting on that is really usable.
Cool. Okay. Right. I'll move you around to the flanger then, and I'll just sort of turn it up, wind it up as you play a bit. Straight to the phaser then, shall we? The next one round. You've got kind of a quarter turn of the knob here to move between the effects.
Okay, that's cool.
It is just a case of doing a bit of experimentation to find the settings that you want. Alright, so I'll just wind it all the way back again, and let's just hear how that sounds.
Really cool.
Also cool, really usable phaser sort of sound, right?
For sure.
Alright, the last one is tremolo. Let's just wind that round, kick that in, and just do a few different sounds.
really cool, man.
Also a pretty usable sound, right?
All the effects sound really good, and like you're saying, they're usable. They're not over the top.
Yeah.
And it's all built into the amp. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So, shall we have a look at the crunch channel?
Yeah, let's go through the different channels. So I'll just flick this switch to turn off the effects access mode.
Yes.
You can either change the channels on the amp itself via this chicken head here, or you can use the foot switch that you've got down on the floor there. So why don't you just press the second button along there, which activates the crunch channel, and now you'll be on that. Crunch all the way back. So it goes pretty crunchy.
Yeah, it's really good for that lower gain stuff as well. Though.
Yeah.
Like you can hear the string separation really well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so shall we check out the lead
Yeah,
channel?
let's move straight through the channels now, yeah. Wound up the gain there. Yeah, you can hear straight away it's a much more kind of in-your-face sort of sound.
It sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
And we're currently going direct in.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. We've got a cab here for kind of visual purposes, but we're actually going through the built-in Hughes and Kettner Redbox DI on the back of the amp there, so judge for yourself how you think that sounds.
I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, the Ultra channel. Really cool.
So yeah, like all the gain in the world that you could need is in that channel there. It's a much more kind of modern metal sound. Like on the lead channel, a lot of the guys who play like 80s kind of rock and metal use it, but Ultra is for your modern kind of chugging stuff, maybe your gent and your progressive metal, that sort of stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got so much versatility with all those channels, and you've got the effects built in. We'll quickly mention the other features. There's a noise gate as well, which is great for the higher metally sounds. You've got an effects loop, so you can patch in your own effects in. Especially when you're using high gain, you don't want your effects going into the front. You'll get a lot more articulation, you'll hear the effects properly in an effects loop. And there's also a built-in boost that is foot switchable as well.
Yeah, and the cool thing about all those things that you just mentioned is, sorry, I'm just pulling up the iPad up, because there's also one of those, is the fact that like these things like the noise gate and your effects loop, whenever you build a sound like a preset that you want, if you need the noise gate active on one, you can program it to be on in that. If you don't need it for the others, then you can just turn it off. And the same with the effects loop. So if you've got some pedals that you need on at a certain time and you've got them, you know, in a tray on the side of the stage always on, you can just patch them into your chain for certain sounds.
That's really
and then
cool.
just bring them, bypass them straight away.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool feature. Yeah.
So it's like a big switching system when you have things patched into a switching system.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really, really
And if you
cool.
don't want all those stomp boxes on stage, and if say you've got like 5 or 6 that would need to be switched on at one time, just leave them on over there, patch them into the signal here by having that programmed as on, and that's it. That's all you need to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a really quick look at the really cool Hughes and Kettner Deluxe 40. We're about to shoot another video where we make a preset, and that will be on the Hughes and Kettner website, so make sure you go and check that out, and thank you very much for watching.
Cheers.